Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Hi, Wendy. Hello, Shavi. Hello, Krish. Welcome, all of you. And people are trickling in. I found some time I thought I would spend with my friends to see can I help in any way or how to tell you what I'm doing. Maybe that will be worth your time, right? So, uh, actually, I've come up with two different activities now. They are going to be in kind of courses too, because you want to see these creative activities I do offer the courses so that people can do it on their own pace, right? So one is about what are the theme I have for the International Yoga Day. Yoga is taken lightly in many corners, and you're not getting the real meat of it. Maybe it's not a meat; it's a kind of a sense of it into our life, where there is what is called stay in the state of yoga and do everything in your life, whether you read something with focus or do act something with whatever you do for your living, or really worship, or really develop your spiritual uh, activities, whatever you do, and having the fulfillment that way, and how you spend your energy, how you create your energy, and how you really deal the problems of body and problems of the mind with your own faculties, right? So uh, I'm 70, but I kind of developed a very good way to live disease free and also not take any medications because no diseases, right? But you understand how the body ages, how the body demands different things and all that, right? So when you have this kind of attitude, it's much better to um, uh, understand that, right? So, so it's a question of developing that into a course that people can really understand what's going on with it, right? So that's what I'm doing. The courses I'm developing. One is about how do you stay in the state of yoga. That means your real inner essence, which is part of the universal essence, and they call this Brahman. And the Jiva is really understanding that he is the Brahman, that kind of thing, really helps a lot. Okay, so let me see whether this is working or not. There you go. Maybe this is not working. The phone. Hello, everybody, on the new vibe. Welcome. I'm sorry that microphone was not working earlier. I thought it would be better to put that there. Anyway, I was talking about a couple of activities that I was involved in deeply. One is about this International Day Yoga program, which is coming up Saturday, 21st at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. That will be 6 p.m. for India and on the Saturday. And I invited a lot of Indian friends also, but as other people can see what is their time. Mine is 7:30 a.m. Central. That means 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so we're going to have a whole program which involves how we start the prayer up to the Patanjali, who is our real teacher of Yoga Sutras, right? And also we will start with the breathing, and we'll do some sun salutations, then some vinyasa. Then we go into a formal breathing session, and then I will have 20 minutes talk about what is real yoga and how we can do that on a daily basis, how can we in the yoga state and do everything else. So it's like a integrated yoga, 5 yogas, integrating them in daily life with whatever we do. We get up in the morning, get ready for the office with exercise, everything, and we go into the office to do the selflessly, and we don't get stressed there, but rather contribute to the life, and come home and really be in touch with our body and mind and turn inward, that kind of things. Okay, how I live as a yogi on a daily basis, performing the functions of a physician and functions of helping whoever asks me with suffering, various kind, physical, mental, spiritual, right? And I kind of try to be with them and help them, right? So it's a very busy life in that way, but at the same time, it makes it such a breeze for me because I'm always in the present. Okay, so we'll talk about all that, and that I'm going into a course that people can see how can I live daily in a yogic way, a concept from a physician who is living in the United States but then has this daily yogic life, right? So how I get up, how I do work, how I relate with other people, and how I get involved with a lot of people, with a lot of activities from wellness, I am involved. Mother Earth, ecology, I'm involved. Relationship, I'm education, I'm involved. So many different things to work for because there are problems there. That's why. So that's one thing, and the other thing is why is that so many people are not in the movement of inner realization, self realization, various at various stages. So I'm going to develop something like that. Okay? That is also another course. Okay. Here I am just to see whether you have any questions, anything you want to come up, you will ask me. So I'll be happy to answer that for you. Basically, um, people don't understand how to be in the present. You can come and ask me about it, or what is this yogic state you are talking about, and both mentally and spiritually, that is but basically what it is you are not your body. That's a tool for you. You are not a mind, thoughts, that's a tool for you, but you are real inner essence. Stay there and use the body and mind as tools. That's what basically I kind of talk about in the morning routine too, and that's what we are doing. So, two courses coming up. One is for daily life in a yogic way, and the second thing is various souls are various stages. How can we help them to realize? Not to accelerate. It's not going to happen just like that. It happens when you understand yourself better, and it's a slow and steady. Each person has their own way of growing or realizing. So we give room for that. Okay. So today morning we were talking about two things that uh, we learned as children in our school. It's called bhogi versus yogi, right? What is bhoga and what is yoga? You see, bhoga is where we are born and we are kind of going through the life, we enjoy life, and we want the good things of life, and we are only involved in that. And we may not have knowledge of how to transcend your suffering that way, but we just enjoy, and then when the enjoyment is not there and the suffering there, we silently suffer. Okay, so most of the people are trained to make it and enjoy it and then accumulate things and then really go through all the pleasures of life. Buddha was uh, Gautama Buddha, the enlightened one. He was born into a royal family, right? He was the prince of a king, and at that time, king owned everything, all the things in the. So they had a prediction at the time of his birth that either he become a big seer or sage or somebody who is very very great in spirituality, or he will become an emperor. His father, not understanding what is that sage thing is, how great that is, and all that. He only understood one thing: my kingdom, my son should get it. My son should enjoy the kingdom. He should be able to. So he kind of he didn't want him to be uh, going away and then becoming a sage. So he erects a palace of pleasure, and everything is provided, the dancing girls, music, everything is provided for him, so that he will always enjoy himself, not really worried about any problem. So what they did was they told people who are old, who are sick, who are really debilitated, not to be in the vicinity of Gautam Buddha. So from the capital, they kind of create another place where they are supposed to go and stay there, right? And they have gone there and then stayed there. So he was not seeing any problems at all, But one day, by chance, he gets out of the town with his charioteer, and the charioteer is driving around, and he sees a old man, and he goes, "What is that?" "Oh, that's a old man. I don't really get like that. And then he sees somebody who is having a disease, and then he sees a dead body being carried away. So he asks the charioteer, "What are those three?" And then he explains those are the states of human life, and they will go through all of that. And he gets shocked because he was never exposed to this. Okay, that's leading a bhogi life where it's all pleasure, everything is for my personal pleasure, and that's not the way life is. But life has full of suffering and all. So he said, "Yeah, there is suffering. Everybody is suffering from it, and then there is a way to get out of suffering." He wanted to find out, and then he gets out of the palace, gives up everything, and goes and does 13 years of inquiry with various people, and then personally himself. Then he realizes who he really is, and then he gets the self enlightenment. Okay, that enlightenment is what we're talking about in yoga. Real union is from the being in the jiva to Paramatma. Paramatma is the universal consciousness, and realizing that I am not separate from that Paramatma, I am that. Tattvamasi. That's what they said, and the spiritual practices are towards that. In this process, you get liberated from your own mind. That is called moksha. And so the value that is promoted was through yoga, get moksha, get the liberation from your own silly mind, chattering mind. But then a lot of people are stuck in that mind, and they think that's everything. That intellectualism or conceptualism or just a limited understanding of the what the mind is all about, what the brain is all about. Okay, so then what happens? People will become like that. So understanding that and living in that pursuit, if not right away, a lot of people go through a lot of conditioning, and they got to get out of that conditioning, and they cannot do that because of the circumstances, whatever it is. So I'm trying to help people to understand this mindset and how to understand life from that angle, and also how to go beyond it. And that's all in that souls filled with inquiry, and then they want to go to self inquiry. That's beyond mindfulness meditation, and then realize who you are. If you are stuck in the intellectual or intellect that you think you are gone. You think you're emotional being, you are gone. So you'll be in that boga life. Okay. So I mean, it's individual choice. Also, it depends upon individuals' level of understanding and level of sensitivity. So many factors. Not that because of that they are kind of low or anything, but just they go through the suffering. That's all. So that was the ancient exposition of what is a human being, and how the human being has this cognitive intelligence as a whole, that he can turn inward and realize who you really are. And that is the one which makes you feel blissful all the time, happy all the time, and the problems in the life come, but you take them in your side, and then you will understand them, you will transcend them, you have a more of a laser pointed mind to dissolve the problems too. Anyway, that's how that goes on. Okay, so I got few more minutes before I leave. 11:30 I have to leave. It's now 11:24. So I have somebody calling in 11:30. So I'll be leaving in 5 minutes. If you have any questions or any comments about what is going on with my courses, and um, I will be happy to answer you. And then when I realize them, I will tell you about it too. But then this International Day Yoga will start at 7:30. At least it will go to 90 minutes, where we'll fit in all this. We'll have a prayer. One of my friends who is a singer, he wanted to sing it for us. So I'm going to approach him today. And then if he is not able to do that in time, I have a recording I can play, and then that's about appreciating Patanjali for being the guru, teacher he was. He wrote three different books that have, one is for the mind, one is for the body, and one is for the grammar of the Sanskrit. Okay. Well, the mind, what he talked about the mind, that's called the Yoga Sutras, but everybody thinks it's only for body. No, he tells only what they have 195 or something slokas. I'm not sure how much the number is, and below 200. And one sloka is dedicated for the physical. So all the Americans who are doing yoga, and the physical, they're really scratching the surface. Okay, so it's important to keep the body in shape, but then that's not everything. That's only the first rung of the thousand steps that you have, right? And then you kind of he did a book for body health, that is Ayurveda, in Ayurveda. Okay, and then he did a book on the grammar too. So all the three are really masterpieces, and they're considered like a standard in that particular way of it. So uh, in this Yoga Sutras, he talks about liberating the mind, stilling the mind, and then realizing who we really are. There are 8 steps for that: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, uh, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Okay, those 8 steps are there. Okay, so we're going to expose that a little bit, and then we'll then get several of those steps very clearly, and then you will understand what's the significance of yoga from my 20-minute talk on that. Okay, and once you understand, you got to live it. Just understand is not enough. Probably understanding also is not that easy, but once you understand, you got to live it. So once you live the life of how you talk, how you feel, how you do, everything is a transformational thing. Okay, for the good, not for the bad. And then it's in a narrow way, it improves your health of body and mind. That's a very simple thing. But then you really become stable in your reactions, in your approach of things and everything. Okay, so you'll be more in service more rather than making a living. You know, you may make a living, but you will make it a service to other people. Okay, so we're going to expose that. Anyway, it's time for me to leave. Thanks for joining me for this brief session. I will be appearing like this through the week to inform you about the Saturday program and 7:30 Central Time. Okay, thank you. Bye.
questioning. But